Running fans, jumping fans, throwing fans, all around athletics fans. Welcome to Talking in Ovals. Third time this week, y'all. We are back. What's going on, Dave?
Not much, man. I just want to start off with two quick shout outs here. First, I want to give a shout out to CBA for hosting an absolutely wonderful meet yesterday. You know, this was a weird year where the media champs got bumped up and they moved nationals back, and there was just this void. And it was a great opportunity for kids who are going to nationals to run fast, or for other kids to get one last chance to get their goal. So thank you, Sean. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, everybody over there at CBA. It was awesome. And my next shout out gets kind of personal. I want to give a shout out to an athlete that I had the privilege of coaching this winter and spring. And from the moment that I started coaching him, his goal was to run 156 or better. And we spent all of indoor, early outdoor. He was kind of stuck at 158 and 159. He popped to 157 at sectionals. So we thought we were on our way. Groups didn't go how we wanted. Happens to be we're at the group meet. I find out about this CBA meet. I said, hey, let's go one more time. He went there. It was the most relaxed I saw him all year, and goes out there. Second heat was won by Chris Reyes by Matasquan in 156.8. He got his goal. Nothing better than as a coach when your athlete has a goal and they get it. So, Chris, I'm just super proud of you. I saw how much work and time that you put into this season, and it couldn't happen to a better kid. And Stevens is going to get an amazing one here, and it's going to be absolutely great to see him, because the best is yet to come. So thank you, Chris, for letting me coach you this season and buying in. And it was just an absolute privilege to coach you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
And, you know, he was coached by one of the best, and, you know, it's a good thing you're back in coaching. Because, you know, no, I will. I'm allowed to. You don't have to. But Coach Torchia coming in saying thank you for coming in to meet. Coach Torchia, we just appreciate you in general. You're awesome.
If we have athletes who are fast enough to go, we will go every year. It was run well. It was very fast paced. Times were excellent. It was just a fun atmosphere. There was music going on. It was a great vibe. And that facility over at CBA is breathtaking. It is absolutely astonishing. Thank you. It was just a well done meet, and we'll go every year. It was great.
So before we bring our guests in, I want to just do some housekeeping real quick. It is Thursday. It is June 12th. We have episode 144 coming at you. We appreciate wherever everybody's watching, you know, whether it's Facebook, X, or YouTube. Thank you very much. Do your due diligence, if you please. Liking, sharing, following, all that stuff. Leaving a comment like Coach Torchia did. We always appreciate him. If you're listening to this via podcast form later, I'm just going to apologize for everything. I haven't had all the time to like batch up and really get the podcast out. Edit and things like that. So I'm working on it, and this one might be a few days later, but if you're listening to this, probably not the next day. It might be over the weekend, so I apologize for that. But that's why you got to come watch a live stream, or just go watch it on YouTube. There's no waiting for me there. So there's that. And before we jump into our guests, I want to quickly just talk about this. Dave, I'm going to pull this up. There was a death in the running community. Tragic. 28-year-old Eliud Kipsang, a alumni of Alabama, former 1,500-meter collegiate record holder at 3:33.74. It stood for 3 years. He died of cardiac arrest, which is something that we've seen from running distance runners. You're putting in the mileage. The hearts get bigger. We see this happen to marathoners more, but it can happen to your elite level.
I remember Ryan Shea was a tragic one.
Yeah. So Talking in Ovals just sending out our prayers as well. Thank you for FlowTrack for that. Tweet over there to give that to us. But we're just sending out our condolences because, you know, Kipsang was a gifted runner. And too soon, tragic whenever this happens. 28, just too damn young. So there's that. And quickly, before we get to our guest, Dave, I just want to let everyone know, if they haven't heard the news yet, that Grand Slam Track LA is canceled. This is a string of meets that have been canceled, whether it's USATF and now Grand Slam. I know Michael Johnson put out a statement. Maybe we'll go over that. We'll do maybe a special show one day soon, but they're focusing on 2026. There's rumors that potential sponsorship issue. There's nothing confirmed there.
Nothing at all.
But this does not bode well. There's just no
No,
denying that, no hiding it.
no,
This does not look good.
no.
We've talked about our issues with Grand Slam at length here. We've given them their flowers with Philly when they deserved it, but um, yeah, this doesn't look good when you can't do for your first inaugural season and
Yeah.
after you had a great Philly meet and momentum. So, hoping Grand Slam can pull their way out of this, but
Yes.
does not look good. I'm just not going to sugarcoat things. It looks terrible. So let's hope that they can come back next year,
Yes.
fix some things, and be stronger than ever. But we're going to get to our guest this week. We had Zariel Macchia on Monday. Go watch.
Awesome.
But we've been making him wait for too long. It's almost 6.5 minutes. What's wrong with you, Dave? What did you do? But we are.
Had to give my athletes some
I
some
know
well
it's
deserved love.
But we're pumped to have them on. And, these are individuals that we've talked about having on. We were hoping that, eventually they'd give us the time of day. And it makes me incredibly happy where you've seen them at meets and you're like, they're pumped to come on. It's like, seriously, these are individuals that we've given praise to all this time in the show, constantly shouting them out. And especially, what
You
they
have
do in the
to.
relays, individuals, and just their team as a whole. So let's bring them in. They are Clemmie Lilley and Reese Malone. They are a senior and junior over at Rumson-Fair Haven Regional High School. I do this every single week, everyone. Professional here. What's going on, ladies?
Hi.
It's like I said, we are pumped to have you on. You are people that, whether you have noted or not, we have talked about you guys and how well you've run all throughout this year and things like that. And have, just been excited to watch NJ just kicking some ass, especially while you guys
Yeah.
are at national meets and things like that. So it's been exciting to watch you two. So we're going to jump right into the meat and potatoes. I'm going to start. We're going to go with the youth first. Reese,
Great.
you're starting off here. We ask all of our guests the same question. When did you get the spark to truly want to be a runner? Not necessarily when you
You
first ran
started
in a
right.
race or when you first started, but like, when was the time when you sat there and you're just like, all right, track is it. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to focus on any other sport. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, I definitely think it was like my winter, like freshman year. And it wasn't necessarily like things I was doing, but it was just like my team as a whole. And I really just thought, wow, like we're all so amazing and it's going to be so much fun.
I like that. It's a short, sweet, concise. I love it. Clemmie, over to you.
I feel like also my winter freshman year, when I just like realized that the older girls were really good and that I could just make myself better by being with them and doing workouts with them, and then just like getting so much better and kind of being like, oh shoot, like I'm gonna do this instead of lacrosse in the spring.
So what you girls are saying is while you were tortured in cross country and running and like sitting there hopefully not dying at long runs and things, you get to this small little oval indoors and it's like, wait, this looks fine. I could do
Yeah.
this. This is small. Like no, that's I love it. I love it, and it's so funny and it's always great to hear when athletes are talking about team, right? Because track is
Yes.
so individual. And I was super excited, Clemmie, when we reached out to you to have you on, and you're like, "Oh, Reese is coming too." Like you didn't ask. You're like, "You can have me and Reese together," and we're just like, "Yeah." I'm like, I'm not going to deny, Reese Malone coming on too. Like I told Dave, and he's like, two for one. That's amazing. So it's really cool when we can see the athletes that, even though it's so individual and it's really easy to get caught up in the individual accolades, it's the team that continues, especially distance runners, right? That's why distance runners are like such a cult. Like we stick together. We're on long runs together. We know everything about each other.
Yes.
So what we're going to do next, and you guys can kind of both bounce off each other here if you want.
Sure.
Give us some of your favorite memories from your careers. And now you can go to the Wayback Machine from when you first started running. Give us some of your favorite memories that you guys have had.
Um, so I feel like, sorry. I feel like some of my favorite memories are definitely like the trips that we take. Like going to Penn Relays every year. We always have so much fun doing that. And then like the national meets. I feel like most of my favorite memories have come from this year just because we've been so close as a team. And just like running the fast meets with Reese is really special because my like last year I did it all on my own, and then just to have her this year, like it's been so fun because we're kind of like inseparable, and to have each other on the line, it's like not something that's really common in like these top national meets to have teammates. So we like love that so much, and it's just really fun.
And what about you, Reese? What have been some of your favorite memories?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think the high level races that we run together, like, they probably are so much harder for other people that are without their teammates. And I just cannot imagine running it without Clemmie and stuff. And yeah, like those types of races are my favorite, even though they're the hardest. They're the most fun.
That's good.
Yeah,
I
so
love that.
I have a question for Reese. You know, being the underclassman, like, what has it been like having Clemmie there to kind of guide you through everything? Because she was the kind of one who kind of went through everything first. So, like, what has her presence done for you, and has it helped ease some of the higher pressure situations that you might find yourself in?
Yeah, definitely. I think she really like took me in freshman year and totally like changed the whole team's dynamic. She set like the highest standard that we could have, and now everyone has that standard. And then yeah, like being in races with her is just the best, and she knows how to calm me down, and she knows how to like make everyone on the team feel better, and she's always there for everyone.
So now, Clemmie, the reverse question: how has the presence of a Reese being there now kind of helped you maybe take off some of the pressure? You don't always have to be the anchor leg maybe on every team, or she can kind of hold, fill in maybe when you can't.
Yeah, it's been super fun. Just because like also like obviously we met through running, but just like she is definitely like my best friend in life, which is really fun because we just do everything outside of running together. So like when we're running and like warming up every day and doing strides, like we always have stories to tell each other. And we're always like laughing and stuff. I just think it's like the best scenario that there is. And then just to like watch her grow and get better and like be more on me in workouts and stuff like that, it just makes me better too and the whole team. And then like at meets like sectionals and groups, it's not like I have to score like 40 points for the team. It's like Reese and I can each score 20, and it's like less taxing on us and just more fun overall.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that, Clemmy, you kind of feel like now the reserves have come in. And obviously, you ladies and coach, your coaches over there have built a quality team because your relays are so strong as well. Like, there you have, like, it seems like such a platoon and depth there. Like, I love just seeing how much you guys have. So, number one, I really quick with the chat, I'm really pumped all of you guys are chatting over there. When it comes to Grand Slam, we did that a little aside, Darren. I appreciate the information. But if you guys have any other questions, I saw one question for Clemmie right here, and I don't know how relevant it is. I don't know if you're gonna. I don't know if that Clemmie from Texas. I don't know if that's a song, but Murphington says, question for Clemmie: who is your favorite runner from Texas? Do you have a favorite runner? And are these people that we know?
Oh yeah, I think I know them. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really follow Texas running, so
Yeah.
I would
I would
say
say, yeah, I would say Leo Manzano. It's the only guy that I can think of off the top.
I would say like a thing Mo. I don't know.
There you go. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. I
That
like
works.
it. So when it comes to, obviously, Clemmy, you talked about how this year's been easier because you've had Reese kind of as your partner in crime to do everything. Um, and it's obvious that Clemmy, you're a senior leader now, and it seems like you've really embraced and taken on that role. And Reese, it looks like you're also a leader as well when it comes to there. How have you guys been able to manage not only your individual success, but also being able to gear up and having these good sprint meds and things like that, and managing the team success as well?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we kind of like it's just easier to focus when you're training when you're just like saying like, oh, this is all for the team and like it's just like fun to be on relays and it's like a lot more motivating. We all run our fastest times on relays because like we're running for each other. So we love setting goals like that. Like we knew we were gonna focus on the SMR at nationals coming to this season. And then indoor we were like US #1 in the SMR and DMR and so we like I don't know, that's just like the most fun part of it and like that's where we can kind of like bring other people into it and get all excited and Penn Relays was really exciting as well. So yeah, we just love the relays and then of course winning the Meet of Champions 4x4 was like the most special thing we could have done. So I would say like yes, we care about our individual times, but I would say like relays are so much more motivating and like that's what gets us through like the hard stuff in practice.
What has the competition been like in practice to kind of make sure that those spots are locked in? Because, like I said, there's a good amount of depth there. So I'd imagine that there's some tough choices for the coaches and things like that as to who's running the sprint bed, who's running the 4x4, who like there's, a lot of stuff that goes into that. And that depth sometimes is great. But at the other times, it's like I'm leaving someone off that maybe. So what has that been like, Reese? If you want to jump in, just kind of the competition for all of these spots and kind of knowing like, we're never safe. Yeah, we run fast as hell, but like we slip up and coach sees us slipping up, we can kind of be replaced.
Yeah, there's definitely so many different relays that we've ran this year, and we've never ran like the same relay, and they've all been really fast. So every girl knows that they have a chance to be on it, but just trying your hardest and stuff. The coaches at the end of the day know who they can trust the most and who will be on like the best relay.
Yeah, I would say to go off of that, our coaches are pretty good at not just saying like off of one workout, one good race, one good workout that like people are automatically like on a team or something like that. And like Reese said, we've run a bunch of different combinations of girls. So we've had a lot of the younger girls. It like normally this season, it was like 3 younger girls and then Reese or I, which is really good to get them the experience. But yeah, at the end of the day, I would say our coaches mainly look towards the older girls just because they have the most experience and like we are graduating. So that's like, but they aren't dumb. They'll put the 4 fastest times together. But yeah, we do have a lot of talented girls, like lots of girls that can break 60.
So I want to ask you guys about your coaches. Like, how integral have they been a part? And like, are they just like, because I know like when I coach, like you like try to like not just help them in trap, but just try to help them in every avenue of life. So like, what has it like been running for them? Because Rumson-Fair Haven has had so many great girls over the years, and it's just great to see that tradition keep on going. What is it like running for coaches who have had so much success and to keep having success?
Yeah, we love our coaches so much. It's definitely a reason like why we all stay so motivated. And I think that something they're really good at is like stepping in and like saying things when they need to, but then just like kind of like letting us trust ourselves and like stepping away sometimes. And just like they know that we know what we're doing. And it's like at this point in the season, it's almost like we don't even talk about what we're gonna do. We just like it's like I don't know, like mindless kind of. But yeah, they're always there to help us. They know exactly what to say, which is great.
Yeah, they definitely have an answer to any question we have, like track related or non-track related, and they went through the same process as us, so they know exactly what we're going through at like any moment.
Yep.
It is certainly helpful. I want to get to some of these comments. I see some questions here real quick from Coach Torch asking, did you guys expect to run your 4x4 as fast as you did at Meet of Champs? And who were the other 2 young ladies on your team?
Yeah, I would say we definitely did not expect that time. Our coaches don't tell us times ever, but
Right.
they said that the best they thought we could do was like 3:46, 3:45. We never expected 3:44. So that was really exciting. And I just like the way we all ran it. It was really inspiring. And then you can talk about the other girls on our team.
Yeah, so the other girls on our team were Maggie Nitka and Cassidy Stiepel, and Cassidy's running at George Washington, and Maggie is a sophomore. She transferred from Ranney because it wasn't really a good fit, and she really wanted to be on our track team, obviously, and they have just been putting so much work in. Maggie has grown so much. She really couldn't run because once you transfer, you're not allowed to run for like a little bit for us. So she wasn't allowed to, and she just put so much work into her training and everything, and she really cared. She would get so nervous before races, and it would just show. She was doing so well. And then Cassidy is always just a runner that we can rely on. She runs like 58s normally, and so she's just a good person to have on our relays.
So are we putting the pressure on Maggie now to step up and be like the Reese to Clemmie right now? Like she's going to be you next year as you step up as a senior. It's like, all right, Maggie, you're going to be that person that I was for Clemmie there, just kind of helping to shoulder the role. No
Yeah,
pressure.
Maggie's
No
awesome.
pressure.
I think she's ready. I don't think she needs pressure. So yeah, she'll be great for years to come. So it's good.
Yeah,
I love
be
that.
my new workout buddy.
There you go.
Nice. So we have a real quick question from Daryl Leonard. Question for Clemmie. What is it like having a teammate like Olivia Cieslak? I probably butchered that name. So close to you in your area heading to Stanford. Hopefully you guys are close friends and no tension.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Liv is like one of my best friends. And yeah, she's from Pennsylvania. She runs the 8 as well. She's so like awesome. And yeah, she has a deal with New Balance. So she's also very talented. So we're very close and excited to go to Stanford together.
Love it.
So Daryl Leonard asking here if I can get his nephew Caden on the show. Listen, we'll love having we will have all comers. So Daryl, go to our X at Talking in Ovals and either have Caden shoot a message to us there, or you can as well get us connected. Listen, we just like talking to people who like
Yeah.
running. And apparently you met Caden at Brooks, apparently.
I don't know what these people are saying.
Yes,
They're
she
saying-
didn't meet Caden. He's going to be teammates with Joe Barrett. And
Oh.
okay.
yes, and he got third at NXN, and he's really good.
I like it. I like it. So Murph Murphington coming back and saying, Clemmie, what meet are you looking forward to the most in college? ACC perchance, or?
Yeah, definitely. That's gonna be a fun one. So I don't know, but it's gonna be fun.
I like it.
And it'll
I
be
like
close
it.
to me.
There you go. So I want to switch gears back to this wonderful state that we all reside in. What is it like running in this state with, I mean, the 800 and the 400, it's absolutely bonkers what is going on now in this state. So what's it like knowing that you can get national competition within your state every single week?
Yeah, it's really crazy. I mean, even just last year, I feel like the competition was nowhere near this. Like indoor for MOC, I kind of just like even nationwide. I don't think the competition was like as like good. But at MOC, I kind of just like jogged a 208 and like second place was like 211. And so it's like just like to see now girls in our state running like 201, 202 is just crazy. So it's really awesome. We're honestly like so grateful. I mean, we're not really people who care about like what rank we are in the state or anything. We don't really check that stuff. So just to have these girls to compete against like so nearby is just awesome. Like we're so grateful.
One
And
of
I
the
would think-
favorite.
Go ahead, Dave. No, you go.
One of my favorite things that I've heard so far in this talk is you guys don't want to know times. You don't
love
care
that.
what your national rank is. It's all about racing, and it's all about, right? I mean, I know so many kids now that are just so obsessed that they have to run certain times and this or that. Do you find it easier to just focus on however the race unfolds is how I'm going to take it, like without saying that I have to go out in this time or I have to hit this time? Because it seems like you guys really just focus on getting the job done that you have to do. It doesn't matter what I have to run. Let's just get done what we have to do. Now, there are times where you have to run fast, and you guys do, but it just seems like you guys are just like, hey, whatever we have to get done doesn't matter.
Yeah, definitely like sectionals and groups, we just go for 1, 2. So we can kind of run those however we want. But at like the high level races, like at nationals and stuff, those types of races, you're just running and you'll get a PR. The momentum of everyone running, it just guides you to a PR. It's really nice.
Yeah. I mean, I've always tell kids, if you run a good race, your time will always come. You know, like it's when you kind of get obsessed that you have to run certain times that I feel like that's when kids get really, really anxious and overly nervous.
Yeah, I really don't think we've ever obsessed with like trying to break a certain time or something. It's just
Smart.
It kind of comes. Yeah.
Well, we're pretty lucky in like the way that we are still both like really new to track. We never have each like run a mile. Like we've never jogged before high school. So it's crazy, but like we're still like pretty new to like, I would say like Reese is pretty new to the 8. I'm pretty new to the 16 and stuff. And so even in the 8 for me, like, and even in the 4 for her, like every race that we are giving a full out effort, like we know we're going to PR just because we're like gaining more fitness and we're like kind of inexperienced. So it's
And you're kind of, still learning how to race, right? Like, and that's the beauty of it too. Like, it takes a long time to like learn how to race. Sometimes you just go off instincts, right? And that sometimes that pushes you, but then it's been so interesting this year in Jersey because I remember we were looking at the meet of champs and that 800, it's like we had no idea who was going to win. Like it was so stacked. And I could imagine as you're doing that, like obviously you both are trying to go for the win, but then it's like you look up and it's like, I got a major PR, and then you're looking at what the other girls ran. I could imagine you're looking up going, I'm okay with this. Like, I just ran really fast. Of course I want to win, but okay, they just ran like monsters. And as you don't want to accept it, but at the same time, you're like, okay, what more could I have done? I PR'd. Like, what else do I want? Like, I did what I was supposed to do, right?
Yeah, I feel like honestly, from our opinion, we actually didn't PR. So like we were like, this was not fast. So we didn't really consider it fast. But yeah, no, definitely our goal going in was to come 1, 2. And we honestly didn't really know if Natalie would be a factor because she had 2 races before that. So we weren't really thinking about that. So we just wanted to go out hard and like work off of each other. Like the plan was Reese take the first 200. She took that out a little too hard. And then me kind of take over and just, work together. And then, so she went by us like at like 450 to go. And I was like, wow, like this girl looks like she's kind of jogging. Like, so, I just kind of like tried to stay in it. But like once our plan kind of unraveled, we were like a little not motivated. So yeah, the times were not our best, but like we were kind of just like, what just happened? Because we've never really been in that situation before. I think we were more in shock, but we were able to like channel that and come back in the 4x4. So it's good.
But I mean, but that will bode so well for your guys' future, and
Yeah.
because every time that you learn something new in any race, you just put it in your memory bank, and then you're now I know what to do. So every race is so important, and you got like running races in all different ways is going to benefit you so much. And the fact that you guys didn't start until high school, I know Stanford is loving that at this point. They're like, wow, this girl's still so
There's so much
untapped.
raw talent. Yeah. So, really quick, I know Daryl Leonard asked in the chat, Reese, about your top choices for college. Daryl, the only reason I'm not going to ask her that is because if she is talking to a lot of colleges, I don't want her to give anything away. And that's kind of something you learn as you're doing the college process is you don't want to pit anyone against each other. You don't want to burn any bridges. So as much as it's a good question, I don't want to have Reese sit there and spill any beans and get any coaches mad at her. I know the whole process, and sometimes it's not great. But this question, we can ask him, Daryl Leonard. How much does having a runner like Clemmie on your team push you to be faster than you would be possibly without her?
Yeah, definitely. Like every workout, I'm just right next to her and like trailing behind, and I just couldn't imagine where I'd be without her. Her like standards that she set for everyone, like I said before, has never been on the team before she was there, and it just really helped me a lot.
Nice. Amanda Webster says hi. We say hi back.
Hi,
Amanda.
My buddy Chip Zemer saying, sup, listening to y'all while sitting in traffic on the way home from work. That's an awesome old school Manchester guy from there. What's up, Chip?
Nice.
And yeah, we'll get back some comments in a little bit. We appreciate all the comments, guys. So with coming that, obviously there's so many big meets. How has it been picking and choosing all of these big meets? Have you guys talked to coaches at all about what meets you're trying to target, or has it kind of just been in coaches' hands where you guys are going when you guys are racing?
Yeah, I think we kind of just like to do the same thing year after year. We know the meets that we like to go to. Obviously, like the state meet and everything like that is like mandatory, but then we're able to kind of pick and choose like a national meet, let's say like Overshore Conference or something. So yeah, we do have a couple New Balance invites that we like to do, and then I went out to Brooks this weekend. So and then yeah, we always cap off the season with New Balance Nationals. So I mean, we do talk about it with them, but it's pretty much just like mutual agreement from like the beginning of the season.
Was there
So
any
I want to ask,
consideration, real quick, was there any consideration of going out to Nike, or was it always New Balance?
We've never been out to Nike. I know some of our coaches like would want to do like go out to Hayward Field with us, but it's just so much easier to stay here and go to Philly, especially at this point in the season when we're all kind of like a little tired and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like we have pretty good relationship with New Balance. We go to a lot of their invites, and like their people are like pretty good with setting us up with uniforms and fun stuff like that. So we just feel welcome there and we like it there.
Awesome.
So Clemmie, I guess this question is more for you. Like, what has it like been the past couple of years where like you had to choose between nationals and media champs, and what was it like this year that the fact that you were able to run in both?
Yeah, I think it just kind of impacted me last year. Indoor they do a really good job, but last year outdoor, Brooks was the same day as MOC, and while Brooks like isn't nationals, it's just like you can't really turn it down because it's just like they invite 10 athletes for each event, and it's like it was my big goal last season. So I picked that over MOC. But this year it was really nice that we didn't have to choose, especially because there were so many Jersey athletes invited. So yeah, that was nice that they set it up like that. But it does make it a bit of a longer season, but it's okay.
See, we were just talking the other week how we want to have like one extra meet from all like the top placers at all the nationals to have one final national meet and decide like the top high school person, because like, I don't know, having Nike, Adidas, New Balance, it's like we just want one. We just want one nationals, but it is cool that so many athletes get the chance to run against national level competition. Daryl Leonard was asking about a blacklist. I'll say this, in the track community, it's very different. You can talk to coaches and you can not go to a school, and then you'll see a coach at that meet and they'll ask how you're doing.
Sure.
You're running great. It's a very different community than a lot of other sports. So I don't think any of the schools that offer Clemmie outside of Stanford, the coaches know also they're going to see a lot of Clemmie Lilley in the future. So you don't want to blacklist. You don't want to do anything because again, the relationships in track is a very different sport in that sense. So again, I don't want to put Clemmie in a situation where she has to be like, yeah, screw that school. Like, no,
it's all good. Daryl just Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I didn't get blacklisted from anywhere or anything. So I don't know what's going on in the chat, but it's all
Oh,
good.
listen, I love a live chat. I'm down with it. Listen,
I
when the
love
questions
live
come,
chat.
we'll pick it. The chat. Listen, the chat's amazing. We appreciate you guys so very much. It's making it a ton of fun. So, you talked about how the competition level has stepped up in Jersey over this last year. Has that prepared you girls more for what to expect at some of these bigger level meets? And has it kind of hardened you to sit there and look out and go, I'm in the best state for my event. I don't care what anybody else does. Like, so how has that been?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like for the 800, it's just awesome. Like to have girls running 201, 202. Like that's all you can ask for. So yeah, we definitely love it. And then Reese has more experience in the 400, but even our sectional, like they're running. She ran 54-1 and got second. So it's like, how is this possible? But it's great because it's pulling her to PRs in a meet where like really 2 years ago I was winning easily in like 57.
So I do have to ask real quick because Reese, I don't know how much this probably has affected you too, both of you. Have you guys seen a difference between were you guys not wearing super shoes earlier in your career and now you're wearing them? Like, has that affected you guys at all at the high school level of anything you're noticing?
Super shoe. I think we just wear spikes. We wear like the New Balance spikes that they give us.
Okay.
I don't know what a super shoe is.
In practice, like we don't.
Yeah, we just wear our regular Brooks to practice.
Yeah, other people are kind of like, how do you train and what we train in? So, we don't really put on workout shoes or anything. I feel like
Smart.
I absolutely love it. I completely and totally love it. I think you girls, you've done so well this year. Clemmie, have you been starting to check out any of your teammates, your future teammates over at Stanford and what they're doing?
Of course
and
she
looking
has.
forward
Come
to
on.
that?
yeah, we just while this was starting up, we watched the NCAA's.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, they're doing great. So yeah, just been like kind of following what they're doing at like ACCs and NCAA's and stuff, and then like also the girls that are recruited with me. So there's Olivia, she's from Pennsylvania, and like I said, we're really good friends. And then there's a couple girls from California. One of them's Hannah Thompson, and we were able to spend time with her out at Brooks PR, which is really fun. So just having a great community there already. So
What are you going to major in while you're there?
right now I'm undecided.
Okay.
I'm like a very indecisive person, but you don't have to decide till your second year.
No.
So
Yeah.
I think I'll probably end up doing something like business because like I just like to do broad things, I feel like.
She's going to major in mid-distance running.
I'm like saying I'm looking forward to in a few years when we're like, oh hey, Clemmie Lilley's back as a pro in X, Y, and Z.
Oh,
She's
gosh.
gracing us on the show as she prepares for the Olympics. Like that's what I'm looking forward to very soon. No predictions, no pressure. But so I'm gonna switch this over to you, Reese. You're obviously in the middle of the college search, right? And you're talking. And do you want to run in college? That's question number one. That just because you're fast now doesn't mean you always want to run at the next level. So do you want to?
Yeah, I definitely want to run in college. I mean, my whole high school I've been running so far, and I can't really imagine like just stopping randomly and doing normal school. So yeah, I definitely want to run in college.
And my question number two to you is then, what are you looking for in a school? Because, I always like to tell the athletes, and I think that more you guys are getting savvy to this, but it's not just you trying to sell yourself to the school. You're bringing something special. You are a fast individual. So
Absolutely.
what are you looking for in a school? What do they have to sell to you in order to get you interested as well?
Yeah, so I'm definitely like still really taking my process slowly, but definitely just like a good team dynamic. This team, I could not ask for a better team, and my coaches like we're so close, and so just like good, really good close like team dynamic, and just like a good balance between running and just school and stuff like that.
I like it. Is there any major that you're considering at all?
No, not really. I've been taking some fun electives in my school to see what I'd like to do, so I'm still trying to figure that out.
I love it. I love it. So you girls said earlier, you guys don't pay attention much to the pro scene or anything like that. Um, you're two runners, you're two great runners. What could the pros do in order to possibly get you two interested? Because I feel like it's a massive problem in our sport
It is.
that's where the top runners in the country are sitting there going, I don't care what the pros do. It's like, obviously there's a competitive edge to that, right? Because eventually you want to be one, but what could the sport do in order to get you ladies interested? Because I feel like that's something we need to work on as a sport.
Yeah, I feel like definitely the things that keep us interested is like we like to watch the Olympics and stuff like that. Like we like Cindy McLaughlin and Gabby Thomas. And so I just feel like what they're doing with Grand Slam is really good because like we're like, oh, Sydney's running, that's so cool, and then like we
Yes.
actually check the results. But I feel like track, it's a tough one because there's like so many meets and so many runners. It's not like one league, I feel like. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like headlining more things with people like Sydney McLaughlin and stuff like that is good.
And what
Agreed.
about for you, Reese? In order to get you to really watch, is there anything different that you would do or say?
Yeah, I definitely think the Grand Slam meets are like really like cool and stuff. Watching Sydney and Gabby, and like run really fast is good, and just like the Olympics. That's what I was really into it.
Sure.
And then yeah, I don't really pay attention to other pro races.
Well,
I guess.
well, I mean, kind of like you said, like it's on Peacock, it's on Flow Track,
Yeah.
or Runner Space. Like, there's no one place where you can find all these
Mhm.
meets. You have to search and actually know where these meets are, and that's a huge problem.
And they're definitely like advertised in the track community, but nobody else really knows about it. And
Right.
people be really
But-
interested in watching Sydney run a 100, which has never ran before, but they just don't know about it.
Yeah, I mean, like you turn on Sports Center, there's no mention of it. There, it's like the sport doesn't even exist, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Is it something that you girls like would consider possibly trying? Like, because like the one of the things too, it's like it's real easy to sit there for like a football fan to sit there and be like, "Hey, come sit and watch this football game. It's exciting. I'll explain it to you." Is there any drive for either of you to take a friend and be like, "Sit down and watch this track meet with me"? Like, you know, like because people kind of look at you crazy when it's like, "I'm gonna go watch this meet." They're like, "Wait a minute, what are you doing?" Like, so like, is there any motivation at all like to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Track meets are really long, so I kind of
Yeah.
understand. Like I can't even really sit through an entire one myself. But it's actually nice. Like a couple of our friends were able to come watch us run this year. They
That's
like
awesome.
were excited to see us run. So I feel like we don't really experience that too much. And then like our coach put on a meet at our school
Yes.
where we all got to run in front of our town.
That was awesome.
Which was good because like all the kids we babysit were there and stuff like that, and it just
Nice.
gives our town like perspective on it. And I feel like for us too, just in general, like we can't really make any like huge changes to obviously people watching, but we do try to be entertaining, and we try to like be nice to everyone we're running against, and you know just like make it fun for people to watch. So
I say be nice until you're a pro. Pros shouldn't be nice to each other. They should be rambunctious. We should make it like WWE where you all have like a different like symbol or something like that. So it can get very interesting. So I think Darren Peters had a good question here. He asked, would you girls be more likely to go and compete at USA U20 if the meet were held over at UPenn?
I'm not sure. I know it's a big thing in other countries. But it is so late in the season. I think it's in like late July or August. And honestly, for a high schooler, I just don't think that's sustainable. Or at least for us, because we're running so hard all throughout the year, and like the summer is kind of where we look to take a break. So yeah, I think maybe it's more for like the 19 and 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Or like 19-year-olds, I guess. And I know it's big in other countries, but I don't think we would do it.
Are
Yeah,
you
well, I know Lilia Gordon's going out there for that, but I don't know anybody else within the high school realm who's gone, because it's a long way out still.
when do you have to leave for Stanford, Clemmie?
So I leave on August 24th, but it's a trimester system. So we don't start classes till about a month after that. So we get there, stay in a hotel for like a week, and then we go out to Boulder, Colorado to run in altitude for 2 weeks. And then we head back and move in early. So yeah.
So Murphington asking the question of the hour right here. What do I think about adding a fighting component to track and field? I think if they got some real beef, let's do it. Throw it on World Star. That's what I think. Let's do it. Make a TikTok called Track Fights, and let's get it done. No, I mean that would be. I mean, there's probably boxing leagues we could do that. Like, as long as they're not active pros, I'll say that. Your retirees, if they have beef, let's go do like I know like Keemstar does boxing and stuff like that. Let's go do something like that. Like they can go box, but no, that's I prefer just trash talk without the fighting. That's
Yeah,
what
they've
I
already
want.
tried to fight with the batons. With the
Oh yeah,
Oh my god, that one, yeah, that was wild.
that got a lot of news.
said
so
she
maybe
didn't.
that
Yeah,
is
no,
the way to go.
it is sad when we get more news in our sport for the negative things than we do, for people actually running fast.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, we'd much rather see that. We'd much rather see you ladies in the news. All right, so I mean, I guess my final question I always ask of how to, I'm going to ask it anyway because it might be a little redundant. We're doing it again though. So the question that we usually leave off our athletes, our guests with is, if you could fix anything about our sport that would bring in more casual fans, that would make more people want to watch it, and eventually get our pros paid more, what would you do?
I feel like maybe involving people like how they did at the Olympics when they had Snoop Dogg, like just people that people want to see. Like they think Snoop Dogg's commentary is funny and like he's acting like he's running a 200 against like Noah Lyles or something. Just like adding in people that people care about. So whether it be like singers or other famous athletes or anything, I think that'd be really big. And then, yeah, I think they did a really good job this year with coverage on the Olympics. And I think everyone was super excited about that, which brought a lot back to track. And then like stuff like the sprint documentary, just, more of that. But I do really think bringing in people that people care about, because track, it's like hard to know everyone because there's like so many different people.
So what music artist would you like to see at the next like big like track event and like doing commentary and maybe performing? If you say Taylor Swift, it's over. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, she'd be good. She used to bring people on stage all the time, and her tour is just like, right. I think she brought like Snoop and like a bunch of athletes and like just like on her stage, and like that just made her bigger. So that's kind of where I'm like drawing inspiration from. But literally like any celebrity that was like in her area, like if it was like Mick Jagger, Serena Williams, or Simone Biles, or whoever, she'd have them on stage, and it would just like make everyone go crazy. And like there's a surprise element to that.
That could be
So
good,
I don't know.
yeah.
I just think that'd be fun, or just like anyone that I don't know. No. Yeah.
I know Sabrina Carpenter's popular, but I would not want her to dance at a track meet. I think that would be wildly inappropriate for the track meet setting. So, Reese, I'm throwing the question to you, not about the celebrities, but if you could fix something in track and field that would make it more appealing to the casual, get more fans, more money, what would you do?
Yeah, maybe like more publicity and like just things to make it more entertaining that would like go for anyone really. Yeah, like singers and stuff like that. That'd be more fun.
Yeah. And again, so
Just to
who
make
would
it
you like
fun.
to see?
Who would I like to see?
Yeah.
Maybe I think Taylor Swift would be really good. She's so good at like talking. I don't really know any other singers.
I'm surprised, like, no, like Travis Scott or like, Little Yachty or anything like that, or anyone that's like more like,
Yeah,
I
I
know a
feel
lot
like
of
that
kids
would
listen to
entertain
those.
people. So yeah, I don't know, whatever.
Travis Scott with a giant head in the middle of the friggin' his giant like demonic head.
Everyone could run out of his head.
That would actually be amazing. That would be fun. It would be entertaining. Oh, Dave, you are muted. What did you do, Dave?
One thing that I think has really, really helped, at least in this state, is these arrival of these like home del meets or the meet at CBA where they just have music blasting and you're only there just to kind of run fast, and it's boys running with girls. It's a fun atmosphere. Like I think meets like that, and every parent is out there. Like it's way more relaxed. Coaches are allowed on the infield. The athletes are allowed to warm up on the infield. It's just it's a much more relaxing setting, and I feel that can be a good way where kids can run faster because you're not trying to qualify for anything. You're just there to run fast.
Yeah, definitely like the night of the 1600s, everyone is like PRing. It's such like a fun. There's just 1600s after 1600s, and everyone's like running with boys, and there's music playing, and there's not a lot of nerves, so it's a good setup for a PR.
Yeah, we definitely love the night of the 16s. It felt like an unfortunate place this year, so we weren't able to do it. But yeah, I feel like the home del meets are really big, and playing music is so fun. Like I don't know why they don't do that every meet.
They
Agreed.
should. And even though like I'm not personally a massive fan of like mixed relays, but I do think since they are becoming super popular,
They're
just a
fun.
full-on mixed relay, like festival, where you can have like a 4x1, a 4x2, 4x4, like
4x8.
I wouldn't go super long, maybe a 4x8 and like maybe
Right.
like, but I think those would be fun to sit there and just let everyone. I think that would just be a fun setting where music is playing, where all this is going on. So I think that could be good. So Daryl, when you're talking about what you think will be exciting, I think you need to go on X and go look up our former guest, Mr. 100K a day, and Aaron Brown, and go look. And I think you would enjoy their feeds because if you want the track drama, they're going to give you the track drama. Go follow. Go follow Aaron.
Daryl loves the
I don't know
drama.
if athletes should start cheating on each other, but
Go follow Aaron Spider Brown on TikTok. Aaron actually does some good stuff on there. I like Aaron's TikTok. He does some good, track little mini documentaries there. Again, I think track critics are good for the sport because if you have people that are willing to be haters, and that means you're important and people are noticing you. So Carl
Yes.
Torch
Carl
is
Torch.
saying, here's the thing, you have to have a sister school, and that would be a really cool thing if like CBA can combine with like an all-girls school. And, like,
Didn't CBA and Trinity do a mixed relay once? I feel like I saw that.
We would do one with CBA.
Yeah, we do on
Coach.
CBA.
there you go. Oh, that would I'm barring that.
That'd be
That would
fast.
be unfair. That would be
Yeah,
unfair. No.
As a coach in
would-
the state, I am barring that one.
You guys would be able to do. We would just do a showcase. Like that would be. It would just be you guys doing a showcase and a time trial.
I think Coach Carl would love that.
I agree. I think
Which I think could be something else we could do too that might be fun in track. It's like, you know what, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, on your own, go try and break a record and let's just watch him and critique it. Like no rabbit, no other thing. Just
Wow.
go run on your own. I feel like that could be cool.
Yeah.
So all right, ladies, I truly appreciate you guys
Yes,
coming
thank
on.
you.
This has been an absolute ton of fun.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
for having us.
So if you would like, everybody, please go give Clemmie and Reese follows on their Instagrams. I'm going to throw them down here. There's Clemmie's. They make it real difficult to, find them. It's just Clemmie Lilley and it's at Reese Malone. So real easy to find them, real easy to follow them. And we appreciate everyone. The chat was live and I love it. Even though we couldn't read half the comments, but I do appreciate them. They were absolutely awesome. So we appreciate you all for watching and tuning in.
Ladies, nothing but the absolute best out at New Balance, and Clemmie in your future endeavors, and Reese, and you're going to be one of the cream of the crop next year in this state, and it's going to be fun to see how you handle everything solo, and it'll be great. But you've had such an amazing leader here, so it's all going to work out well for you.
So I'll put this in there right away. I'm already putting in the future interview request for both of you, Clemmie, while you're at Stanford and you're doing some ridiculously good things as a freshman, and Reese, as you were just taking New Jersey by storm. And I think we're going to see some really big things next year coming from both of you. And we'll shed a tear for you guys as you have to separate in August. There's going to probably be some. So all right, everyone, we appreciate everyone for watching, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, X. Make sure, if you please, do your due diligence and like, share, follow, all that good stuff. If you listen to this later via podcast form, 5 stars is the only rating you're allowed to give, or otherwise I will send Clemmie and Reese after you and they will just go and wear their spikes and attack you. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah,
that'd be very mean. But we appreciate it all. We'll be back. We're gonna be back on our regular schedule Mondays, but this week was just such a special week between 100K a day Sunday, Ariel Maki on Monday, and couldn't deny Clemmie and Reese having to come on Thursday. Like, we had to do it this way this week. 3 shows was a lot, but that's okay.
Thank you.
We love making the exceptions for exceptional athletes and people. So we'll be back on Monday. So again, kind of short for us, but we're going to do it, damn it. So we'll see everyone later.